Following the D23 Expo and many announcements shortly thereafter from the Disney Parks blog, we finally have concrete projects in development and construction already beginning at the Disneyland Resort. The resort will see so much change over the next 5 years, and we will be breaking down all of it in part 2 of this series, detailing the future of Disneyland Resort. Hey everyone, welcome to Deep Dive Disney, the #1 place for all things Disney. Now let's dive in. While Disneyland Park received less than its neighbor Disney California Adventure, we still have learned some exciting news regarding Disneyland's 70th anniversary, which will officially kick off on May 16th. Disney has announced special entertainment for the anniversary at both Disneyland and DCA. At DCA, we will be getting World of Color Happiness, an all-new World of Color show inspired by Walt Disney's words from the opening day park dedication. Disney has stated, quote, "This nighttime spectacular will explore happy through a kaleidoscope of emotions, hosted by joy and the other emotions from the hit Pixar Animation Studios films Inside Out and Inside Out 2. The show will feature films from both Pixar and Walt Disney Animation Studios, with some notable inclusions being both Turning Red and a Goofy movie. DCA will also see Better Together, a Pixar Pals celebration parade, return to the park. When it comes to Disneyland Park, both Paint the Night and Wondrous Journeys will be returning, which is great to see as they are both fan favorites. In addition to this news, a new show titled Tapestry of Happiness will be coming to the facade of It's a Small World. It will feature an original 70th celebration theme song, Celebrate Happy. But that's not the only entertainment coming to Disneyland Park for the 70th. A new cavalcade, which is titled the Celebrate Happy Cavalcade, will include Goofy, Max, Duffy, and Sally Mae. The decor for this anniversary sounds to be very festive, with it sprawling throughout the entire resort, from the parks into downtown Disney and the resorts. On the Esplanade will be a 50-foot sculpture inspired by Sleeping Beauty Castle. And both Sleeping Beauty Castle and Carthay Circle will be completely decked out in fashionable style for the celebration, along with decor in their respective parks. Mickey and Friends will receive 70th attire, and we will also see some cute little updates to fan-favorite attractions. It's a Small World will be receiving Miguel and Dante dolls, which will reopen on April 25th, and nods to the 70th will be found within Toy Story Midway Mania. But perhaps the biggest news coming out of the 70th anniversary celebration will be that Disney is creating an all-new animatronic show dedicated to the life of Walt Disney. Walt Disney: A Magical Life will debut in the Main Street Opera House on July 17th, 2025. And following the 70th anniversary, it will play in rotation with great moments with Mr. Lincoln. For more details on the celebration, check the link in our description to the Disney Parks blog. Besides the 70th anniversary, Disney will be debuting an all-new Smuggler's Run mission featuring The Mandalorian and Grogu in 2026. Recently, at the Future of World Building at Disney panel at the SXSW, Jon Favreau and Imagineers gave us more details on the exciting update to Smuggler's Run. The concept art we've seen so far depicts Cloud City on Bespin, a sand crawler on Tatooine, and what looks to be the ruins of the Death Star 2. We can see ships in the debris field that were present in the Battle of Endor, and the remains of this Death Star appear to line up very well with what we saw in The Rise of Skywalker on the ocean moon of Keth Bir, which is within the Endor system. This update looks amazing, and just from the art, it feels so much like Star Wars. I personally cannot wait to experience this. 2026 is also going to be the year that Disney goes all electric with Autopia. Disney told the LA Times that electric, quote, means fully electric. Disney has also mentioned that this change will be occurring over the next 30 months. To read the full article from the LA Times, check the description down below. Be sure to stay tuned to Deep Dive Disney for future updates. Disney California Adventure has many major projects ahead in the coming years. As Disney will be doubling the size of Avengers Campus, a new Coco boat ride will be coming to the park, and an Avatar-themed land with a unique attraction and story not seen in Animal Kingdom. Starting off with Avengers Campus, the land will be expanding into the expansion pad between Mission Breakout and Cars Land. The first of these new attractions will be named Stark Flight Lab. This attraction will be truly unique by placing guests into a two-person pod before lifting them up into the air on a massive robotic arm. Robert Downey Jr. himself will reprise his role as Iron Man and guide guests through a simulated flight. The biggest part of this expansion, though, is undeniably Avengers Infinity Defense. This attraction will take guests on a thrilling ride through Marvel's iconic locations, while fighting along with some of your favorite heroes. Disney Parks blog states, quote, "Get ready for a multi-world adventure experience with Avengers Infinity Defense. Technology that allows the Avengers to jump between worlds has gone missing, and King Thanos is using it to wreak havoc everywhere. Recruits will travel to iconic locations like Asgard, Wakanda, and New York City, alongside the likes of big and small heroes. You also might just find yourself face to face with King Thanos too." It's very likely that this attraction will be utilizing the same ride system and design as Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure from Tokyo Disney Sea's Fantasy Springs expansion. The vehicles are very similar, and what we've heard about this attraction hints at it being the domestic version of this experience. Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure blends both screens and practical sets together within the experience, which seems to also be likely with Avengers Infinity Defense. For fun, here's how Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure would fit within the space being utilized for this expansion. The construction of these two new attractions will wipe out the ride car trolley at DCA. There's no reason why this needs to go, other than for budgetary reasons. The trolley officially closed at DCA on February 9th, and Disney has unfortunately not given any indication it will return, with one trolley now being parked on Buena Vista Street for photo ops. This is very unfortunate, as while the ride car trolley was not a popular ride, it provided beautiful ambience to the area that is comparable to the sailing ship Columbia and the Mark Twain in Frontierland just across the Esplanade. Most of DCA's lands have some kind of kinetic energy, from the seaside attractions along Paradise Gardens and Pixar Pier to Radiator Springs Racers and Cars Land or Grizzly River Run. It's so sad to see Buena Vista Street lose a large part of its kinetic energy. I believe Disney could have easily gotten creative and built a new barn into the buildings for these new Avengers attractions. When Disney built the Matterhorn, the Skyway line went right through the site, but instead of removing this iconic attraction, Walt and his Imagineers decided to send the Skyway right through the middle of the now beloved Matterhorn. The trolley also was an attraction that the smallest of guests and the oldest of guests could all ride, and while these two Avengers attractions will be very epic, they just won't have that same kind of accessibility. Moving now onto that Coco boat ride. When giving details on the attraction, the Disney Parks blog stated, quote, "Walt Disney Imagineering will draw inspiration for the attraction from beloved classics like Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean. We're bringing our skeletal cast of characters to life in a big way through the latest audio animatronics technology. These figures will appear in ways you have to see to believe." Disney has also announced that this attraction will be breaking ground in 2026. Many are speculating that this attraction will go in Hollywoodland, but I'm personally speculating that we will see it go behind the Incredicoaster in a similar style to Midway Mania, adding a great quality attraction to the space and expanding both capacity and demand for the park. My reasoning behind this is first, that Coco is a Pixar film, and Pixar Pier is the home of these films within DCA, with the exception of Cars Land. Along with this, when Disney turned Paradise Pier into Pixar Pier, in one piece of concept art for where the Pixar Promenade would be located, not only was Coco included, but we can see guests walking into the structure, labeled as a theater, which currently has nothing behind it for guests. I believe we could see this serve as an entrance into a new show building for the attraction. With inspiration coming from Pirates and Haunted Mansion, it's possible this ride could have a large footprint. Pirates has an area of around 72,000 square feet. We can see that the space Disney has to work with, if they are able to move the backstage buildings, is around that same size. but I personally do not think this attraction will be of that size, as the boats shown in the concept art have the same capacity as Navi River Journey, which seats 4 per row and 8 per boat. So I suspect that when Disney refers to pirates, they're referring to the design of the attraction and experience rather than the size and scope of the attraction. Judging by this concept art, I suspect that this ride will have large sets like Frozen Ever After found in Hong Kong Disneyland. So while the boats may be similar to Navi River Journey, the scope and atmosphere will be vibrant and exciting. Coco is one of my favorite Pixar films and can definitely work very well within the theme of DCA. I suspect this attraction will be both beautiful and charming, and a great D-ticket experience which will both add more capacity and draw more guests to this corner of the park. Perhaps the most intriguing addition coming to Disneyland's neighbor is Disney's next Avatar-themed land. Unlike the land in Animal Kingdom, which is set in a rainforest, this land will be in a new location inspired by future Avatar films, including The Way of Water. At the D23 Expo, the land was confirmed to feature an amazing innovative boat ride. In a Disney Parks blog article, Ali Rubenstein from Imagineering stated when talking about the announcements at the D23 Expo, quote, "I joined Josh on stage to dive deeper into the new space, including how guests will go on the adventure of a lifetime in search of majestic natural wonders that can only be found in Pandora, and the beauty and danger that come along with this journey. This new and thrilling excursion will bring all the action, excitement, and wonder of Avatar, taking guests all the way to the wide open seas of Pandora. This is going to be a dynamic, intense, and emotional experience on a grand scale that we know our guests will love." Judging by the concept art, not only do the boats look like they don't follow a linear pattern, but the dramatic sets in the background indicate screens, which means I suspect that this attraction will be using the same ride system as Pirates of the Caribbean Battle for Sunken Treasure located in Shanghai Disneyland. To further back my theory up, the boat shown in the concept art has 6 rows with 4 guests per row, which matches the exact capacity of the boats in Shanghai's Pirates. Disney has not revealed any details as to where this land will be placed within the park, but there are currently 2 leading theories among the fans. The first is a replacement of Hollywoodland that would expand into the bus loop. This is very much a possibility, as Disney has had plans to expand into that area with their future Eastern Gateway proposal. Now with Disneyland Forward approved, it's even more likely. The second location is the Simba parking lot. The plot of this land is so large, it could house 2 new lands and 1 new hotel. However, I do not think this is likely, as it's a much smarter decision to improve the existing areas of the park before expanding, as the resort has very limited space to that of Walt Disney World. If they were to put the land into the Simba parking lot, Disney could get a little creative with how to make the transition while fitting the land within the California theme. Both SpaceX and NASA house facilities in California, and Disney could use this aspect of California as their gateway into Pandora. Imagine that a new mission to Pandora is launching from a NASA-like facility in California, just beyond Paradise Bay. It would make sense, as many launch facilities are on the coast, and so are seaside amusements. If Pandora is to go into the backlot area within Hollywoodland, Disney could easily make the land entrance through a theater facade or a movie set like Star Tours at Disney Hollywood Studios. This way it feels like stepping into the movies from within Hollywood, an analogy for how film transports us to another world, a natural extension of the Hollywoodland theme. Here's an overview of what that transition could look like that I've created. Referencing the old Eastern Gateway plans, we can see a new entrance and exit for the land that serve as portals, similar to Epic Universe, but with the theme of sound stages or theaters. We can also see a reroute for the monorail track that would take the monorail around the park rather than straight through it. This possibility preserves PhilharMagic, the Hyperion Theater, and Smoothies. I've also included a new barn in this idea to replace some facades in front of the backlot area of the land, which would provide a new home for the beloved Red Car Trolley. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. To recap the future of Disneyland Resort, Disneyland Park will see the 70th anniversary kick off on May 16th, 2025, and run throughout summer of 2026. Walt Disney: A Magical Life will debut in the Main Street Opera House Theater on July 17th of this year. Disney will be debuting a new mission for Smuggler's Run featuring The Mandalorian and Grogu in 2026. Finally, Autopia will be going all electric. Over at DCA, 2 new Avengers attractions will be coming to Avengers Campus. The world's first Coco ride will break ground in 2026, and an immersive new Avatar-themed land will come to the park with an exciting new e-ticket. Thanks for watching, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all real soon.